Yes, I know. Danny Gonzalez already made a video about this. But you know what? When he uploaded that video, I had already watched all 4 hours of The Hype House and written half of a script. So I'm not going to let all that hard work go to waste. Also, I haven't seen his video, so I apologize if like the talking points are repeated or something like that. Like I wanted this to be my take. So also, I know it's been a hot minute. You can blame my cousin-in-law for introducing me to Hollow Knight. Anyways, when I say I watched this, I mean I listened to it while I was delivering packages for FedEx. But I'm like 90% sure I got the same amount I would have if I had just watched it normally. To be honest with you, I kind of went into the series with the mindset of, oh, look at these privileged white kids with their non-problem problems. And while there's a lot of that in here, it's kind of not what I wanted to focus on today. I just want to talk about how social media is actually the worst thing. Before we jump into it, I just kind of wanted to say something that's really stood out to me while I was listening to it. The fact that there's background music playing constantly. Now, I know what you're saying. 8 30-minute episodes? That's 4 hours of constant background music. I know. I kid you not. There was not a single 15-second stretch of The Hype House where there isn't background music playing. If you don't believe me, just watch.
Hello?
Hey, how are you feeling?
I feel kind of achy.
Chase, you have been working so hard. It's just a lot of stress.
No, I'm not asking for pity. I was just keeping you updated on life.
I know, but I feel bad. I don't like it when that happens.
And it would be great, especially for the community.
Someone put up on our story and said you guys forms up. Good.
I think it's because that's the only way to make this watchable. Anyways, let's get into this. So we open up with the introduction of all of the characters. There's Chase, who's the one who's painted as not wanting to do anything. And then there's Thomas, who's always hounding him about not wanting to do anything. And that's pretty much their dynamic for the whole series. And then there's Alex and his girlfriend. And he's like, oh, I want to do everything that I can in filming. Then there's Larry and Nikita. And, well, there's a lot of petty drama between Larry and Nikita. Larry says he got a lot of backlash for joining the Hype House because it's full of a bunch of cringy white kids who came from money. And while they didn't come from money, it is full of a bunch of cringy white kids. Oh, also, they throw a pool party. Okay, so now Alex starts to descend in a downward spiral, and nobody really notices. He says that his numbers are going down slightly, so he starts to try some crazy new stuff to try and keep his viewer retention rate up. So he rents out this rotating space thingy for like $700 for an hour. Anyway, it's kind of underwhelming, and he's super hard on himself about it. Bro, it's okay. You know, like sometimes ideas fail. It happens. But of course he needs it to work since his numbers are going down. So every little setback is like 10 times more colossal than it should be. So he gets into a fight with his girlfriend over room space. He calls her delusional and makes her cry. I know, delusional. I'm pretty sure he was just mad at himself for not performing on his little stunt thingy, so he took it out on his girlfriend, which is not very healthy, but I'm sure that's what happened. Anyway, so he feels super bad about it, so he apologizes with a fox, which is kind of an odd way of saying sorry. So he films the entire thing because he needs the views because his numbers are going down. Like, look at this. This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. It's supposed to be this super sincere apology that he's doing, but it just feels like the most insincere PR stunt because the camera is there. Like, she's even like, does he have to film everything? No! He doesn't, but he feels like he does. Well, you know, the sad thing is he kind of does have to film everything, or else he doesn't get paid. His whole life is advertised. They keep saying that there's this line between the social media life and their real life, and it's really hard not to cross it. But it feels like Alex isn't even trying not to cross it here, because not only is he filming himself apologize to his girlfriend, Netflix is filming himself apologize to his girlfriend. So then get this. If the line hasn't already been triple jumped across, Alex decides it would be good content for them to film a fake wedding with his girlfriend of 3 years, who is, by all means, ready to get married. Like, Alex, my guy, are you trying to get your girlfriend to break up with you? This episode is so freaking sad, too, because she's over here in her personal interviews like, yeah, it's kind of insulting that he would do this because I actually really do want to get married. And then Alex is over here in his personal interview like, oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be so funny. This is going to be the best thing ever. Excuse me, what is the joke? Like, can someone explain to me what the comedy is? What is funny exactly? What makes this funny? And then Nikita is like, anything for the views, I guess. And hopefully I don't have to explain to you why that is a very, very toxic mindset, but it's one that everyone at this house holds. And then Alex is like, yeah, I guess I didn't really even think about what it would do to my girlfriend. You idiot! Of course she... I'm like genuinely upset about this. And I don't know what's worse. The fact that Alex thought this was a good idea, or the fact that his girlfriend went along with it. Hold on, so I forgot what his girlfriend's name was. And so I Googled Alex Hype House girlfriend. And one of the search results was Alex Hype House girlfriend weight gain. Jesus, what is wrong with people? Anyways, her name is Cover. Girl, stand up for yourself. Don't let him do this. Say that this hurts you. Don't let him manipulate you. Anyway, so this whole stunt ends up not getting a lot of views because it wasn't funny to begin with. So then Alex ends up having a mental breakdown, which is great. Social media is great. Let's transition into Nikita and Larry's relationship. Nikita is always saying how close her and Larry are and how like they're best friends and everything. This is important for later on. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then Larry ends up getting COVID, and Alex does not respect Larry's isolation at all. Good one, Alex. So then a PR person for Larry calls Nikita and tells her that she's being accused of forcing Larry to come to a party knowing that Larry had COVID. I'm sorry, forced how exactly? Did she blackmail him? Or dox him, maybe? Or like... did she physically drag him to a party? Like, I would like details. So anyway, Nikita's like, wow, I can't believe Larry would do this. You know, people get canceled over this stuff, which, by the way, is the only thing they care about. Hopefully, I don't have to tell you why that's an incredibly toxic mindset. Yeah, it's the one that everyone holds. So then Nikita ignores Larry for a week, her supposed best friend or whatever, which... granted, if Larry was involved in this, that's a pretty crappy thing for him to do, but like, he could have not known about it at all. I guess talking to him pretty much immediately after it happened is off the table, you know, like any normal, sane adult would do. But then also, Larry, you went to a party with COVID, and I don't know why this isn't more talked about. They kind of just shift the blame to Nikita, and then Larry's like, oh, I had nothing to do with this. And then Nikita was like, oh, I had nothing to do with this. So then we're back to square one, where Larry went to a party with COVID, and nobody talks about it. Anyway, so then later in the episode, Larry gets mad at Nikita because Nikita starts to wear makeup that resembles blackface, I guess. And some people online are mad at her about it. So then he goes up to her and he's like, I want you to apologize, not because I'm upset and not because you're sorry, but because people on the internet are upset. What is this logic? You want her to apologize simply because other people got mad at her. Well, if that doesn't perfectly sum up all of their decisions in this entire show, then I don't know what does. They have no moral compass. They are completely at the whim of the internet, because as soon as the internet stops liking them, their career is over. Like, they have nothing. And that's really sad. Danny Gonzalez, you are correct. This is a very, very sad show. It makes me sad watching it. So then anyway, the rest of the episode, Thomas organizes a trip with everyone to go to the desert and have like a vacation, and everyone starts fighting with each other and everyone gets upset, and Thomas is like, oh, well, I'm going to disband the Hype House now. It seems like a good idea. And then he doesn't do it. Did you not learn anything from the past year? Everyone has been sad boy for the past year. If there's a season 2 of this show, I'm going to be very upset. So basically, everyone makes a stupid decision and nobody learns from their actions. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's social media's fault. You know, why do we even call it social media? What is social about it? You just kind of post and scroll. It should be called postal media. Look, I'm not saying all social media is bad. I'm just saying that maybe it's not in your best interest. if you dedicate your life to it. Like, I don't know, maybe it'll mess with your brain and make you make decisions that you wouldn't normally make. Like, I don't know, like maybe just delete Facebook.
Hello?
Hey, how are you feeling?
I feel kind of icky.
Chase, you have been working so hard. It's just a lot.